City of Stevens Point Transportation Commission meeting, recorded March 8, 2021.
Well, it is 4:46, so we'll get started. I'll call the meeting to order. We'll move to the first agenda item, which is the roll call.
Talon, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
I'm here. Okay, Talon is going to take roll call.
Yeah. So if I say any of your names wrong, just yell at me. But Nicole is here.
They're used to it, Talon.
I'm here.
Yeah. Alderperson Mary.
Kneebone?
Yes.
Here.
All right.
Just like it looks, kneebone.
Yeah. Perfect. Alder Thomas Leak.
Here.
Carolyn Peterson.
Here.
Tom Bertram.
Present.
All right, thank you. And it looks like Greg and Mark aren't on today. And
Hope
you'll
they're not
see-
struggling somehow here. No, okay.
And you'll see Kevin on, our new mobility coordinator, and we'll give you a staff update later on.
Okay, sounds good. We'll move to agenda topic number 2, approval of the February 8, 2021 Transportation Commission minutes.
Tom Bertram will move to approve.
I'll second Carolyn.
Okay, so we have a motion by Tom Bertram and a second by Carolyn. Are there any questions for Susan, or is there any further discussion?
And bring them up here on the shared screen.
Nope.
Okay, hearing no questions and no further discussion, we'll take the motion to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. We'll move to the approval of the February 2021 financial claims report, which is agenda item number 3. Any questions? Otherwise, we can entertain a motion to approve those.
I'll move to approval the February financial report.
I'll second that. Leak here.
Okay, so we have a motion by Carolyn Peterson and a second by Thomas Leak.
I have a real quick question. Susan, the Vimax Commander software renewal, that's yearly, correct? About 10 lines in, $1,000 for the
Yes, it is.
security cameras?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I figured that. Just checking. Thank you.
Sure, of course.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, hearing none, we'll take the motion to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. We'll go to the next agenda item, number 4, approval to move forward with the procurement of 3 paratransit buses. Susan, do you want to talk about that?
Actually, I'm going to have Talon talk to you about that tonight. So Talon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
So we recently replaced, we have a fleet of 4 paratransit buses. And we recently replaced one of them, I believe about a year ago. So the other 3 have reached the end of their useful life. So that's what we're replacing through the state contract. So if you have any other, any other questions, the state and federal contract does cover 80% of those costs. But like I said, if you have any other questions, feel free.
Talon, I did send you a breakdown of the costs in
Mhm.
your emails. If you want to go over those would be great.
And yeah, certainly. So the base cost of the bus is per vehicle $70,274. There are a few options on the bus that are going to enable us to have the same layout as our other paratransit vehicles for consistency. And things like insulated heater hoses that are very helpful here in Wisconsin to keep the buses warm. So really the total cost of each bus is going to be $74,374. And then the federal share will be $56,219.20. So the total cost that the city is looking at is $18,154.80 per bus, which is about $54,500 total for all 3 of the vehicles. So it is a big replacement in our fleet, with replacing all 3 at the same time.
So Talon, remind me, we're buying off of another procurement then? Is that how that works?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So those are the actual prices, not an estimate for a bid.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That those vehicles are being purchased off from the state HSV Human Service Vehicle contract.
Question, what is the useful life of a paratransit bus?
It is 7 years.
Okay.
But we always get more than that out of our vehicles. Yeah, and these buses are going to, we were hoping to continue to get our Starcraft vehicles. Also, I think they're Starcraft All-Star. However, that vendor was not considered for this round of the contract. And so the bus is going to be an Elkhart, and we're purchasing them from Tesco. However, we were able to secure the same floor plan, and so essentially, they'll be very close to what we had. So we're happy with that, and they're anticipating that there will be just a 90-day process of manufacture for these buses, which is a quick turnaround considering the past. So we're excited about that too. That get them probably by the end of the summer at the very latest, but I'm assuming even prior to that. Hi, Greg.
Hi, sorry I'm late. Thank you.
No problem. So and once we get these on board, we'll have a brand new paratransit fleet. And so because as Talon mentioned, we purchased one a year or so ago, and now we'll be bringing in 3 more, and we have 4 in our paratransit fleet, 4 buses. So we're we're going to be sitting really well with our fleet and the age of our fleet.
So Susan, did our budget for this fiscal calendar year, whatever we're in, did we budget for the money that's needed to pay the 20%?
Yes, the 20% is covered, and it's actually 20% of the base bus and then 100% of the options.
Okay.
It's all covered under the city capital and was approved in 2020. In the 2020 capital improvements. Yeah.
Right. Does anybody else have any questions for Susan or Talon?
I have one out of curiosity. About how many miles over the life of the vehicles do they run? And kudos to your maintenance staff for extending the life of them beyond the normal time.
Well, thank you. Right off the top of my head, Mary, I honestly can't answer that question. I would have to look that up. But there are two standards that that the FTA has for useful life. One is the age of the vehicle, 7 years, and then there is a mileage cap as well that meets the useful life of the vehicle. And typically, you know, we're typically over for sure on the ages of the vehicles, and usually on the miles too, but it's usually the age that we exceed. For instance, with some of our last Gillig purchases, there were 10 to 12 Gilligs, are 10 to 12 year buses, and I believe we had 17 years on one of our vehicles. So, you know, we just, and I believe that was over on miles too, but, you know, we definitely do not procure new buses unless, even if they're over on age, but yet the mechanics are telling us that they're mechanically sound. If they're over on miles and they're still mechanically sound and safe to drive, you know, we'll push them out to get the most out of our vehicles. But we certainly would, you know, not risk anyone's safety or anything like that. They're solid if they're in our fleet.
Thanks.
Sure, I can certainly look that up for you, Mary, if you'd like.
Just don't worry about it. It's just a matter of curiosity. It's like 300,000 miles or 50,000 miles,
Yeah,
or somewhere in between, I
right.
assume.
I know some of the Gilligs were pushing 500,000 when we got rid of them. With the paratransit vehicles, you know, I'm thinking it's, you know, just from memory, I'm thinking we're probably at like 150, between 150 and 200 for those, but they're a much smaller, lighter duty vehicle than our heavy duty Gilligs. So, yeah, and a lot of times what happens with them, you know, is just, which we took, I'll back up a little bit. We used to have significant issues with the AC units on our paratransit vehicles because they were underneath the bus. And in Wisconsin, that's just not a good place for them. So then we were actually, as an option, buying the or purchasing the roof mounts. And I and some of the other transit managers in the state talked to WISDOT about that, and how, you know, we had concerns about the base bus having the AC units underneath. It just wasn't a good plan. And then we all had to buy, you know, pay extra to get them on the roof. So this round of buses is our first round of buses that WISDOT spec'd out with them on the roof. So that's huge. You know, they heard what we were saying, and they responded to that. And the next round of specifications, the AC units were on the roof. We still have a few other options that we're paying 100% on, but really, you're never going to get the perfect vehicle. But, you know, that was a big money item when we had to pay for that on our own without the 80% funding. So kudos to WISDOT for hearing us and responding to that. Any other questions? Okay. We do need a motion on this. You know, just as part of the procurement process, there are a number of things we need to comply with WISDOT and FTA mandates. And one of them is that we definitely need to have on record that the Transportation Commission was in support of this purchase. So that's, you know, one of the reasons that we're bringing it to you, but we do like to keep you informed as well as to what's happening. So we will need a motion.
This is Carolyn. I'll move to approve the procurement of 3 paratransit buses.
Kneebone will second.
Okay, we have a motion by Carolyn and a second by Mary. Any further questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none, we'll take the motion to vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Move to agenda topic number 5, Earth Day Public Transportation Promotional Ideas.
And I'm going to turn this over to Kevin O'Donnell, our new mobility coordinator. And
Okay,
you can take
Yes.
it from
All
here.
right. Hi,
Welcome,
I'm gonna
Kevin.
share my, oh, shoot. Can I do screen sharing or?
Oh boy, I'm not sure. Can you send me something real quick and I will try to screen share it?
Sure.
If
Yeah.
you relinquish control, Susan, he ought to be able to do it.
Okay, let me see. I really don't, I'm not very good. Okay, let me try this. I will stop sharing and then see if you can share.
Says it's been disabled. I can send this link real quick, and if it doesn't work on the first try, it's not a huge deal. I just thought I'd
Sure.
show like, you know, for more visual.
Okay, I'll bring my screen share up again.
Okay.
And then I'll wait for your.
Yeah, we'll see. But I can kind of introduce the thinking I had before I jump into it. I've been kind of running our social media since coming on in June. And I've really wanted to kind of do like an organized way that could drive like a lot of engagement. Oh, perfect. Yeah. And just kind of do like a more organized and thought out campaign to like connect with people and again, get more of that engagement and likes and follows on our social media, but then ultimately work towards the goal of educating people more about public transit and getting more people on the buses. So with that in mind, I thought it'd be great to kind of create something around Earth Day and talk about the ways in which public transit kind of fits into environmentalism and taking care of the earth. So this campaign would kind of take place obviously on the week. Earth Day is April 22nd, so it would go throughout that week. So I kind of have it sectioned out. Susan, if you could go to the second. So the Friday before, I would do an announcement post saying, hey, this next week, Earth Day is coming up. In honor of that, every day, we're going to be highlighting how like public transit, again, fits into that. Just talking about like the benefits from a personal standpoint and how that personal can extend again to the environmental aspect. And then with that campaign, it would like the culmination of it on Earth Day would be, if things are approved, having free rides on Earth Day as another incentive for people. So with that announcement, then you get into the next week. You can go to the next. Thank you. So 19th, 20th, 21st would just be separate posts, again, outlining different ways. The Monday talking about how public transit is safer than driving by car. On Tuesday, kind of talking about the economic impact that that can have on households if they're taking public transportation and relying less on automobiles. And the 21st, talking about, of course, carbon emissions and creating graphics that are engaging and kind of follow a similar theme throughout the week. And then with the post on Thursday, the next slide with Earth Day, I wanted to also do something that incorporated a giveaway with the idea of, again, like I kind of highlighted in those 3 minor bullet points, is that for someone to be entered to get a free bus pass, they have to like our page, like the post, and then comment 3 friends on the post. So that, like, the idea of doing that alone, companies, that's like a thing that's been done, a common theme for the giveaway, and that just does a lot to drive numbers and kind of, when people are incentivized with the chance of getting something for free, we can kind of like get them, and then they probably won't unfollow us and then are exposed to more of the information that we're sharing about public transit, which is great. And then the day after, Friday, would just be would just be like a thank you post. And I was thinking we'd pull numbers of how many people we got that rode the bus on Earth Day, and sharing that and thanking people, and kind of also maybe leaving it as like a call to action of, you did it once, see if you can make it more of like a normal occurrence or part of the habit instead of relying so much on cars. So that was the social media aspect of it. I was thinking of another aspect to kind of bring it into the more physical advertising space. I know in the fall, Create did that contest with the garbage cans downtown. And I was thinking, pending time and resources, reaching out to them again and seeing if they wanted to do something similar with our bus shelters around town, and making them nature inspired, environmental themed. I thought that could add like a nice touch to what we're trying to do. And then the last slide would also be thinking of other ways, maybe PR related, like reaching out to different newspapers in the area or even like a TV channel to get more awareness in outside of our own reach with our social media channels. And then even trying to figure out like a tagline, a quippy campaign, or like a challenge that we're promoting to people, to sum that all up. So yeah, those were the thoughts that I kind of wanted to bring to everyone. I'm open to like any thoughts or questions or concerns. Some of the things that I was already thinking about was wondering if we wanted to, with like the post leading up to Earth Day, it kind of spreads out into like more how public transit benefits someone, and like not all of the posts are specifically about the environment. So I didn't know if people were leaning more towards like each day being something different with like carbon emissions or energy, and or if people liked that, or if there were any thoughts. I was also wondering on with the giveaway, doing that on Earth Day, that's like getting a lot of people at the end of the campaign. So I was like, oh, well, maybe we could do a giveaway for a bus pass when we announce that like the next week is happening with like a campaign to ride the bus more, and doing it on Earth Day to kind of like hit it on both ends of that. So did anyone have any thoughts or questions about what I was kind of putting forward?
Yeah, I've got a couple of comments, Kevin. First of all, really like the overall approach. Think it's terrific. Thank you. So what came to mind for me is just maybe a little bit more personalization in some of the posts. Thinking back to the post about cities that reduce carbon emissions by 21st century cities reduce carbon emissions by such and such. Maybe a little bit more personalization. A city our size can have this kind of impact by this kind of increase in ridership. Just something along those lines. And then also in terms of taking, during the free ride period, just maybe offering some suggestions of, okay, why do I get on the bus? Just because it's free. Maybe suggest some places to go, some things to do. Take a ride out to the Crossroads Commons, take a ride down to, get ready for farmers market season coming, take a ride down to the square and, take a ride over to the university and, explore where your bus can take you. Again, just maybe a little bit more personalization and invoke some ideas on what some folks can do. And I especially like the bus shelter idea. So I really like what you put together.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I think those are great. I appreciate those comments, especially with maybe getting more local statistics, bring it more home, and giving a direction in conjunction with that for people to go. I especially like the farmers market idea and stuff like that. I think that's great.
Kevin, I have a suggestion as well. The mayor does these little mayor's minute videos on Facebook, and I'm sure he would be happy to sit down with you and let you give him some facts and, maybe get on the bus and ask some people why I ride the bus and share some of those stories as the personalization angle again. But and I like the idea of tying in, the carbon reduction and how it helps stave off climate change. I think that's facts and figures are nice too. But yeah, talk to the mayor's office. I'm sure he'll give you an opportunity to do something like that. And perhaps reach out to the student radio station as well and see if they'll give you a opportunity to do a little PSA or something. So anyway, good luck's a great idea.
Thank you. I had not thought about that with the student radio station, so that's great. And I know we've worked with the mayor before on voting, so I think that'll be easy to coordinate with him as well. Thank you.
I think this is Carolyn. I think regarding like the bus pass or the giveaway, maybe instead of giving away, if I understood you right, you're giving one away the week before, like the Friday before Earth Day week, and then you're giving away another one on Earth Day. So I was thinking just like just say, well, like the week before, the 16th or whatever, when you advertise it, just say, well, if you come next week and you do this, this, and this, then you get entered into a free bus pass. Instead of giving two away, it's not a big deal, but just an idea.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think that simplifies that process more. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Okay, any further questions or information for Kevin?
Kevin, I know you have some economic things included in your things too, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, because a lot of times people are under the illusion that those environmental things aren't cost effective, and being able to prove to them that they can actually save money plus improve the environment at the same time. I think the combination isn't necessarily a bad thing instead of just being environmentally focused. So it's a good way to help convince some of the naysayers. So I like the approach.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you.
And something that we would need a motion for that Kevin talked about would be to provide free rides on Earth Day. I'm not sure if that happened. I was pulled away on the radio for a second, but.
No, we do need that. You're right, Colin.
Have we done that in the past, Susan? Free
Um,
rides on Earth Day? Is this somebody new?
This is a first. This is
Okay.
Kevin's wonderful idea here. So I'll give credit where credit is due here. And so, you know, anytime that we offer free rides, I always bring that to the commission for approval because it does affect revenue. One day won't affect it a lot, but it still will affect it, you know, so.
Would you also need a motion on offering a free bus pass? Should that be included?
Yes, that would be a good idea, Mary.
Okay, well then I'll move to approve the free rides on Earth Day and the use of bus passes as an incentive, free bus pass as an incentive for a contest winner. Not quite.
Mark will
I'll
second
second.
that.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Did you get that, Susan?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Any further discussion on the motion?
Just a question for clarification. Are we gonna put a number on the bus passes, or are we just one bus pass or two, or what? Just one?
Yeah, I guess that would be up to the commission in terms of how much people were comfortable incentivizing, because we could do a giveaway for only one bus pass, or we could be entered into a giveaway that we're giving out 3 bus passes or 5 bus passes. It could go as much or as little as people think is good.
How much is a 1 month bus pass?
For adult, it's $47.50. For senior disabled, it's $25, and I think youth is like 37. Or I think Colin's checking it out.
$32.50.
$32.50. So it would be dependent on who wins. They would get their appropriate bus pass.
What if you gave one away in each category?
Like on each day? Or-
On one day, it could be a youth-free bus pass or a youth bus pass. The next day, it could be a senior bus pass. And then the last day, the grand prize could be a adult bus pass, free pass. I mean, then you're attracting people from all the age categories you want to bring into the bus
Mhm.
for what, maybe a little over $100. That's pretty good advertising, I think. Anyway, just a thought. I think
We would need to ask people when they register for the free pass, which age group or which pass group they're in. When they,
Okay.
that would be the only thing in order to distribute them so they're usable.
how could you do that easily? Maybe say on this day, the winner will get a pass for a youth rides for a month. On Tuesday to build up. If you're a senior, register on Tuesday. That may be complicating matters too much. I will leave that to Kevin to figure out.
Yeah,
I think that complicates things. I think it might actually hinder some of the participation if you confine it to a certain day to be able to do all three of those things. So I think maybe keeping it, you could have three, but having everybody, eligible for one of the three.
Right.
I just think simpler, you're going to increase your participation.
Right.
Perhaps to let people know what the choices are and what choices are available, what the costs are. You could say that the winner will get their choice of a senior or adult or a youth bus pass. And that way whoever wins can choose what they want. And you get out how much, kids can ride for this much, adults can ride for this much. So it's a little advertising, and the winner gets to choose. Makes it a lot easier.
I like that idea because, I don't think a lot of people know what a monthly pass costs. And so it's a good way to get that information out there.
Yeah, I can definitely include that with the pricing, and like the value that people are getting. Yeah, I can incorporate that into announcing the giveaway.
So essentially, the motion read the use of free bus passes as prizes, if I remember correctly, Mary. So that would be general enough that would allow us to make that decision. Is everybody comfortable with that?
Up to your discretion.
Yeah. And and another option we have is with COVID, we also introduced single ride passes now. We have them available. We were trying to get away from our punch passes because the drivers need to handle them and the passengers need to handle them, and they go back and forth and you literally punch them. So in an effort to create a healthier environment, we created single ride passes. So people purchase however many of those that they want. They can still purchase 25 of them. Like they used to have a 25 ride pass. They can purchase any number they want, and they just rip them off themselves and put them in the fare box. So there isn't the touching of the pass going back and forth. So we have that as an option too. But we'll discuss it internally and decide which may work best. But we will definitely make sure that everyone has an opportunity to win something that would work for them.
Awesome.
We'll probably also have some small types of giveaways, and we'll use our marketing materials for that. We have several things that we giveaways, or that the idea with those is to put something in someone's hand that they enjoy that has our contact information on it. We have like stress buses and different little things like that that are just fun little things for people. And we'll probably do a little bit of that too, just to spread the fun around a little.
Good job on that, Kevin, coming up with the idea. That was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate everyone's feedback on this. I think it's only going to make it a lot better and more fun. So.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none, we'll take the motion to vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Are we ready to go on to the next agenda item then?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks, Kevin, for bringing that forward. Next on the agenda is the staff update.
Ellen, I'll hand that one off to you.
Okay, sounds good. So obviously we were able to hear from Kevin today, which is just great. He's our new mobility coordinator. He was in the dispatch position before that, so that's left a vacancy that we're currently trying to fill. And then previously our PM supervisor retired. So actually our new PM supervisor, his name is Neil Peterson. He starts tomorrow. So we're all looking forward to that, to having some more coverage. So that's about where we are. So, you know, as of today, we were a couple staff down in the office, but one more tomorrow. And like I said, we're currently working on filling that dispatch position.
Actually, the permission to officially transition Kevin is going to be decided tonight at personnel. But of course, we're very optimistic about that and are looking forward to, he's the interim as of now until that decision can be made as a permanent position for Kevin. So hopefully that'll occur tonight and with council approval next Monday. And so then it'll be official and we can move forward, but we have been proactive in looking and advertising for dispatch schedulers just to be proactive and trying to keep things moving forward because we've had, it's difficult when we're down staff. And so that's what we're doing.
It's all riding on Earth Day, Kevin.
We have total confidence in Kevin. He's got he's a great candidate for that position, and we're lucky to have him.
Okay, is that it for staff updates then?
Yes.
I believe so. We're full with bus operators right now, and as Talon mentioned, we're bringing on a PM supervisor tomorrow. So yeah, there's been a lot of work happening here trying to get these positions filled, and our Neil, our PM supervisor, is actually coming to us from Rockford, Illinois. He was wanting to move to the Stevens Point area, and he attended his interview in person. We find him to be he just seems like a great fit for what we need and what we were looking for. So we're really excited about bringing Neil on tomorrow. And, you know, it's always fun to bring somebody new in and start working with them.
Great. Okay. Next on the agenda is the next meeting dates. So looks like we will meet Tuesday, April 12th at 4:45 p.m.
Would it be Monday?
Oh,
We meet it.
yes, Monday. Sorry.
Is that the 11th or?
I just wanted to double check.
No, it's the 12th, Monday the 12th.
Yep, Monday the
Okay.
12th. Okay.
Just making sure everybody's awake.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, anybody that won't be able to make the meeting?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Could be
kind of
good.
spring break time sometimes, so I always like to check. So
Are there any topics or discussions that anything you would request on the agenda for next month? If you ever have any anything that you would like to discuss on the agenda, please just reach out to us or
Mhm.
let me know at the end of the meetings and we'll make sure that happens for you, okay?
I would like to get an update from Kevin on the Earth Day thing. By that time, he'll have it pretty well set and just kind of let us know so we know what to expect.
Perfect.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Well, then we'll move to agenda item number 8, which is adjournment. Thanks, everybody, for calling in. It's 5:31. Have a good evening.
Thank
All
you.
right.
You too.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.